In this video, we're going to talk about subtracting integers using number lines. So we're only talking about subtracting, and we're only talking about using number lines. So remember that I have these three parts to my problem. The first number tells me where I'm starting on my number line, and as you get more comfortable, it may be that that's more of a visual number line inside your mind. But until you get to that point, there's absolutely no harm in drawing things out, especially with subtracting, which can get tricky. So feel comfortable doing some problems in your head and some problems on paper. So here, this tells me where I start. The next number tells me what direction I face based on the operation. So because these are all subtracting problems, then that subtraction sign tells me that I'm going to be facing the subtraction, the negative direction. If you remember our little frogs, the frogs flipped based off of which sign I was using. If it was a plus sign, then the frogs faced this way. If it was a negative sign, the frogs faced this way. So a negative sign means I'm going to be facing this direction. Then my third number tells me, or my second number, but my third part tells me the number of hops, and then it tells me whether I'm going forward or backward. So if it's a positive number, then I'm going to be going forward, which means that that would be going this direction because I'm facing this side. So if I'm facing this way, then this is forward. So this is moving forward with a positive number, and then this is moving backward with a negative number. So, my first problem, let's do something easy. So 5 minus 4, you already know what the answer is supposed to be. So I'm going to be starting at 5. Here I am with my bunny at 5. And then I am subtracting. So I'm subtracting, I face the negative direction. And then I'm going to look at this 4. Now this 4 is a positive 4, okay? So I have a positive 5 minus positive 4. So this is a positive 4. Because it's a positive 4, I'm going to be hopping forward. I'm facing this way, so I hop 1, 2, 3, 4, and I land at 1, which I knew. 5 minus 4 equals 1. If you ever get stuck knowing like what direction to go, or you're getting stuck on a problem, do a problem you already know the answer to, and then use the strategy to check that problem, and then you can transfer it to something else. Next one, 5 minus negative 4. So I'm going to start at 5. Here's my bunny at 5. Now I'm subtracting, so I face the subtracting direction, and I'm subtracting a negative 4. Because this is a negative 4, I'm going to hop backwards. So I hop backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I land at positive 9. Okay, so when I subtract with integers, I can then get bigger numbers than I started with. I can get more positive numbers than I started with. This is like if someone were to take away my debt. Remember how subtraction is taking things away, so I can take away negative. When I take away negative or take away my debt, then I get more money. Next one, negative 5 minus positive 4. So I'm going to start at negative 5. Here I am with my bunny at negative 5. I'm subtracting, so I face the subtracting direction. And I'm subtracting a positive 4, because this looks like negative 4, but it's a subtraction sign. Subtracting a positive 4. So that positive 4, I'm going to be hopping forward because it's a positive number. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I land at negative 9. That makes sense because I'm already at negative 5, and if somebody takes more money from me, I'm going to have even less money. Okay, negative 5 minus negative 4. So I'm starting at -5. Here I am with my bunny. And then I'm facing the subtraction direction because this is a subtraction problem. I'm subtracting -4. So a -4 means that I'm going to be hopping backwards 4 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I land at -1. Once again, that makes sense. I end up getting more money because somebody took away some of my debt. They took away negatives, which is why you sometimes will see people, when there are 2 negatives right next to each other, that they turn them into a plus sign. Remember that that only works when they're exactly right next to each other, because sometimes what people will do is do something like -6 plus -2 and say that that means that now it's +8, but it's not, it's -8, because I'm adding negatives together. So be careful when you use tricks, because tricks are only as good as the math behind them.